Great. It's a great day in Aggieland, as a wise man once said. And our next guest, he's a surprise guest here. I actually talked to him Saturday after the game. He had a hot dog. He had no. Let me say it right. He had 3 hot dogs, 2 burgers, 4 bags of chips, and 2 Cokes. I'm like, Coach, you ain't storing up for the winter. You can go back to seconds, man. It ain't going nowhere. But he was so excited because this was the I guess one of the first times they got a chance to celebrate with the fans after the game. Let me bring to the show for the first time ever special guest, our offensive coordinator slash quarterbacks coach, Greg McGhee. Coach McGhee, what's going
Good
on?
evening. Good evening, man. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Man, thank you for
Hey,
coming on
bro.
short notice. Thank you
For
so
sure.
much, Coach. Hey, man, like I said, I didn't know you can put away that much food, Coach. You're a slim guy, but but I don't blame you because Doug's tailgate, the food is good, man. So when you get in, yeah, get in when you fit in. That's the word, right?
I'm telling you, that was the first time too. That was the first time I've ever ate a red hot dog. Never had a
Oh
red hot
man.
dog before.
So
So
yeah,
definitely
got you.
enjoying that.
Yes, sir. And I'm pretty sure you're enjoying Victory Wednesday. The program continues to take strides and
hmm
grow. Just real quick, give me your thoughts on the game Saturday, and just where the team is right now.
Um First question first, where I think the team is, man. I think these guys are waking up every morning excited to play football, excited to come compete, excited to take on new challenges each week. And and as long as you continue to fight, man, we had some very tough and close battles this season.
Yeah,
So they know it's possible, right? We pulled a
yeah,
couple out. We overcame some 2-minute situations throughout the season. And and guys believe, the players believe, and they come to work every day like that. And the direction of the program right now is definitely going north and up.
definitely, definitely. So Campbell was last week, and
hmm
they have a good defense. And Townsend this week is the opponent. They're
hmm
coming. They are coming in loses the 3 straight games. They just lost to Stony Brook.
hmm
But when you watch the film, what challenges does Townsend present to you guys from a defensive perspective?
they're more of a veteran defense, a little
Okay.
stout up front, run a little different defense than a couple teams we've played. However, man, it's another week for us to show up and we was talking about it today, be able to have a chance to win, back to back home games since, a couple years,
Mm,
and it's once again, it's all about, us putting ourselves in the best position, being able to be disciplined enough on first down to stay in front of the chains, make it third and manageable, turnover free football and score touchdowns in the red zone, and if we continue to do that, and do that even more, there's no doubt in our mind that, we'll be sitting in a nice place when we finish rolling the dice here at the end of the year, and just one week at a time, one win at a time, one practice at a time, and as long as we continue to do that, as a team, not even just offensively, we really feel good about, where we're at and where we're going.
all right, I'm gonna ask you a question. And Craig, jump in whenever you need to. What is the identity of this offense? And that's part A.
hmm
And B, if it's not this, if what is the ultimate identity that you want this offense to have when it's all said and done? So where we at now, and what do you ultimately want us to have as far
It's
as
a really good.
identity? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Shoot, to start the season, in the first couple games where we're, rolling through 7 quarterbacks, I think the identity changed throughout the season, to be honest. Being able to lean on offensive linemen a little bit more early on, and even still, being able to, establish a run game. And like I said, early on in the season, when you're down to 6 or 7 quarterbacks,
Right.
you have to find ways to run the ball effectively, efficiently. So we continue to do that week in and week out. We just, like I say, you just got to stay disciplined. A couple penalties, couple sacks that I think, we can definitely avoid. Whether it's O line, quarterback, running back, the entire offense. Finding ways to get that done. But identity now, man, I think Kev's kind of getting into a rhythm, right? When you talking about Kev White,
Yeah,
quarterback starting to get into a rhythm. You got guys on the outside continuously making plays,
yeah,
continuously making plays, especially down the stretch, but those are some talented guys on the outside. So I would definitely like to think as our offense is, we are able to run all different type of run schemes offensively. And then, I think we're a multi-purpose offense. We can get into 12 personnel. We got the
right.
tight ends to do it. We can get in the I formation. We can get in a spread offense, empty, and we've shown a lot of that different versatility throughout the season. But I think we are um, if I can put a title on it,
Yeah.
I
But we
think
like
we're
names. We
say
like
it again.
names here. We like names. If you can put a title on the offense, like because
Yeah,
Howard,
no,
hey,
no, true. I think we're a zone scheme offense,
okay,
as far as run game goes, and
yeah,
we do some gap scheme stuff too that I think we're really good at and efficient at.
yeah.
And then as far as the pass game stuff, I would say we definitely I don't know. I don't even know. It's not a West Coast or
Yeah.
what they
Mhm.
say air raid at all. But I feel like we get the ball to our playmakers for the most part whenever it's time to. So like I said, man, we're so versatile and scheme wise is just trying to find ways to get our guys the ball, and it's that simple.
Does it make a challenge for you as a play caller to have so many different ways you can attack, to where you feel kind of almost obligated to say, I can't forget the running game. We got all these bell cow running backs, but then I got
Hmm.
these athletes on the outside I can throw to. I got about 20 different quarterbacks. Like that has to be great to have those options, but still it's a challenge to be able to utilize them, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you're talking about Mondays and Sundays, when you're sitting down game planning,
Yeah,
you're like, all right, guys, who we're trying to get the ball to? And it's more so who we're trying to get the ball to against the opponent. Okay. What
yeah,
defenses can we take advantage of in certain spots? You know what I mean? And it might be a week where we target, I don't know, a slot receiver 12 to 15 times in the game, or we might target an outside guy, or tight end, try to create mismatches on some tight ends like last game. I thought we created some matchups in man coverage with linebackers and tight ends last week, or slot receivers that we should have taken a lot more advantage of. Um, and we missed a couple opportunities, but as far as game planning goes, that's just the thought process, right? Trying to find the best matchup to help the offense out, not just, one person.
gotcha. And so let me give for all the viewers and people might not be aware of your background.
Hmm.
Obviously, you won all-time greats at Howard. You were, I think, inducted to the Hall of Fame in last year, right?
Hmm.
2024.
Yep.
You were co. This is kind of hurts us as Aggies. You were co MEAC Player of the Year 2014 with
Hmm.
Tariq Cohen.
Hmm.
So you took a little bit of what you shared it with him, and I think you were Rookie of the Year, MEAC Rookie of the Year. Was it 2011?
11. Yep.
11.
Eleven.
You started all 4 years. That's
Yep.
Trust me, that's hard. To
Yeah.
be a true freshman and come in there and to not only command respect, but also know the offense front and backwards. That's tough. So you were the
Hmm.
real deal at Howard. Who helped you formulate your offensive, I guess, philosophy to where you knew when you wanted to coach, you wanted to do this or that?
Um, Man, that's a long list to be honest. The journey itself, man. Like obviously my offensive coordinator at Howard, Ted White,
Yeah,
along with Pep Hamilton and the whole West Coast
Pep
themed
Hamilton,
offense,
legend. Yeah, yeah,
and if you watch our offense, you'd be like, okay, that's kind of West Coast-ish, as far as even some reads and progressions that we have for the quarterbacks, definitely stem from some of that West Coast style of ball. Um, and then you get into some quick game and stuff to get the ball out the quarterback's hands as far as CFL arena football, my
yeah,
journey post college. A lot of that stuff plays into, effect when it's time to call plays. So my entire journey, I was actually did an interview, I think the UCF week, and it's and as far as the mindset and philosophy offensively, win first down, CFL mindset where you have to win because you only
Right.
get 3 downs.
Or get three downs.
So
Right.
second down
Right.
is your third down. So you got to get at
Wow.
least half on first.
Wow.
So
Okay.
win first down and when it comes to arena ball, getting the ball out your hands quick to guys in space. And it's
Mm.
and it's that simple. Just get the ball out quick to guys in space. Um, so when you got guys like EK, Elijah Kennedy, when you got guys like Monty Jones, when you got guys like who else can you say in the slot that I'm thinking of? But on the
James,
outside, say it again.
Jameson Warren.
Jameson Warren, when you're talking
Yeah.
about outside, Jameson Warren,
Yeah.
right? I mean Dillard. There's
Burnett before
guys,
he got hurt.
Carlock,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's guys everywhere across the board. And I'm like, golly, man, there's some talent, and we just got to continue to find ways to get those guys talents, put those guys in the best situation as possible, week in and week out. So,
Yeah. All right. So if anybody who's coach Pop Warner football and they feel like they got a chance to move on to the next level, right? Okay.
mhm.
Give us an insight on how you install offense, because do you have your own verbiage? Is your language unique to yourself, or are you just using stuff that Pep Hamilton said back in the day? Do you have your own verbiage on how you call things?
For sure,
Okay.
for sure. Like, and what makes to me how I feel, what
Yeah.
makes the offense unique is when you start to incorporate themes and names that ties in with the players.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
easy for them to remember,
Yeah.
you know? Um, and then, like I said, throughout your journey, there's a lot of stuff that I put into the playbook that, comes from my journey. And it's like, okay, why are we calling this play? I don't know, let me say, a name. I'll just say it, a random name. Like, well,
Yeah.
okay, well, that may be a street that I grew up on in Pittsburgh.
Ah,
You get what I'm saying? So
so
it's
it'll
like
resonate immediately.
100%. And now they're
Gotcha.
like, okay. So now we put a picture on top of that play when you're installing it. Guys, this is where this is stemming from. This is the reason why this is named this. So now, guys, word association can be like, got it. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I
Yeah.
get it. It makes a lot of sense. It makes so much sense now. So you being able to make it easier for these guys to learn, naming plays after some of their high schools or naming plays after them or their favorite artist or rapper, things of that sort, they kind of can understand it a lot faster. And they're like, okay, this is for me. Shoot, it's called my high school. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, you continue to find better ways or easier ways for guys to learn faster, especially if plays is coming for them, they know it. We might name it
Yeah.
them. So yeah, the terminology, I think that's the only difference in football when you're talking about little league, NFL, and college and high school is terminology, man. People are running inside zone across the country. People are running, flood across the country. Now, do they
Right.
call it that? No, they probably call it something different, so they can call it their own. But whatever helps the kids learn the fastest and process information the fastest and execute, is what we kind of go with.
Now, that's all good. That's all well and good. But in theory, you had seven quarterbacks on the roster, but you had
Hmm.
six that actually had to play this year.
Hmm.
And each of them have different streets they grew up on, and
Yep.
each of them had a different name for
Yep.
that cat, right?
Yep.
How the hell? And I'm serious, because I consider myself, quarterback guru. I am.
Yep.
I know how to coach quarterbacks, but I can't do what you did because you got six different personalities,
Hmm.
six different skill sets.
Yep.
Some similar, but all of them are unique. How do you manage to get six guys ready to play college football in one season? Please tell me how you did that.
You train them from day one of camp. You treat everyone the same. Everyone's a starter mentally, so when one person's taking a rep, if you can't physically take the rep, there's six other or five other quarterbacks behind them, 10 yards behind them, taking that same rep, and that's a 7-on-7 rep. That's
Yeah,
a team rep. That is whatever rep it is, and you train them mentally. Hey, I don't know what may happen. I don't know when your time is, but you're going to, study this play call sheet and this playbook as if you're the starter, because you are a starter in your head, right? Because you don't train yourself to be a backup. No one does that, right? So if I'm training to be a starter and I'm not a starter, and someone goes down. I've been playing this play out in my head since Sunday. I've been training like this since Sunday, so it's now my time to execute it. And then obviously you got different skill sets from every quarterback, so you can't call certain plays other quarterbacks can execute. And you
Right.
just keep it simple for that quarterback that week. And you, like I said, you rely on your run game, you rely on your defense, you rely on special teams, and you do what that quarterback is good at for the most part. You know what I mean? And find ways to get it done. So,
And let's highlight one guy. Let's go to Noah Sanders. Prior to
yep,
this week, he was the only quarterback on the roster who actually had a W under his belt.
yep,
Well, him and Nelson, I give Nelson Lane
yep.
half of that because he started. So two guys who were not on the top of the depth chart, and you're somebody who, when you got to Howard, you were at the top and you stayed at the top, so you didn't have to worry about finding ways to get scout team reps. You always with the ones, right? These guys were on scout team and they were battling to get some of the scout team reps, right? How do you go into that Hampton game and you say, well, everybody's hurt except these two gentlemen here? They got different, all of them, both of them athletic. What was the process like to get Nelson Lane and Noah Sanders up to game speed, ready and they actually came out and got a W? Just talk a little bit about that process.
Man, I think that just speaks to, those guys' preparation. I mean, obviously we're going to meet, but those guys coming in office when it's not a mandatory meeting and they're sitting down with me like, hey, coach, what's this? How do we do this? How can I execute this? Or, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those guys were, I mean, even still, those guys are like prepared like it was their first NFL game or first start, and which it was. So
Yeah.
that's how they took it. They approached it that way. And those guys were able to go in there and find a way to get the job done. Like, Noah did a heck of a job in the first half. I mean, Nelson, I'm sorry, did a heck of a job first half. And Noah came in the second half, was like, you know what? Oh, it's my time? Okay, bet. He buckled up his chin strap and executed a 2-minute drive like no other.
Yeah.
But once again, we put those guys in that situation that week too. At practice, hey, 2-minute drive, you're up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Noah, this is your package. Nelson, this is what you got here as the starter. Noah, you got this package, and let's master what you're good at. And come Saturday, that's kind of what we're going to do.
Oh,
So,
man, that's crazy. Because Craig, if you had to get your 6th and your 7th quarterback ready for a football game, how special you think you'd be ready? Yeah, you'd be able to do it, Craig.
Wildcat. We're gonna run Wildcat all night long.
Yeah,
that's tough, huh?
man, that's man. Like I said, that's a true testament to those guys. But not just those two, right?
Yeah.
It's the other 4 and 5 guys were also helping and had a part in that.
Right.
So it was like it wasn't just me and those two. It was Kev had his starting experience, right? Braxton and Robert Long had their starting experience the previous weeks, right? And Hook had Austin Hooker had some.
I don't want to leave out Austin Hooker because he's
and that's
a leader since day one, right?
No, man, and he's helped out so much, and he's still helping out so much as he's like another coach in the room. You know what I mean? Just speaking from how much football is in his brain, how much football he's seen, how much football he's been a part of. And like I said, he's helping day in and day out, just seeing the game from an experienced brain or experienced view. And these guys are all helping, and we all kind of put something together, man. And we was able to get our first victory of the year. And it was from 2 guys who, I mean, wasn't even, top 3 on the depth chart at that time. You know what I mean? So now it's kind of like I tell the offense, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Y'all seen what we went through in the quarterback room.
Right.
Next guy up. Next guy up. No excuses for your circumstances. You got to figure it out. So
and you not, it hasn't been to that degree, but you've gone through a lot of wide receivers this year, and a lot of guys have stepped up. Let me show you a clip real quick. You see the shirt I got on. So you Howard guys don't know about this. It's called jump ball view. That's the nickname for our wide receiver core back when we had Elijah Bell and Denzel Keys and a couple other guys. So we've always liked high flying wide receivers. And then last Saturday, I think we saw a renaissance of that with
From the
one of your
7,
guys
two
in the
motion
red
men.
zone. Remember this play, Coach?
Sterling Wiggins checks
Yes,
in
sir.
as an eligible receiver. White lofts it to the corner
Oh.
and completes it in the end zone. Touchdown, Michael Carlock-Williams.
And when you're talking about culture, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about culture, look how fast his teammates and offensive linemen are coming over to celebrate.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's coming together, and guys are starting to, like I said, enjoy it and excited to play ball, man. You know, so that's that.
Yeah, and Michael Carlock-Williams, he was high on the depth chart, but he didn't get a lot of targets, early on in the year, right?
Yep.
And I guess he just stayed ready. He kept on coming to work with his hard hat and his lunch pail, and he
Man,
was
if you've seen how these guys practice, I mean, from the first guy down to the guy at the bottom you would not know the guy at the bottom of the depth chart is at the bottom.
Yeah.
You won't know that. You won't know that. These guys get reps. These guys stay prepared. These guys are locked in. And that's just a testament of where the program is going and where it's at now and how far we came, man. So no one complains about reps. Everyone, hey, but no, go ahead, take it. You good, go ahead. And it's that type of environment at practice. Guys are excited about it. And that's something that we've grown to and still pushing for, but it's something it's amazing to see every day, man, with those guys.
Yeah, let me show you one more
Williams
time real
puts
quick.
it where
I love
his receiver can go up and make a
a
play.
big guy making
And
a
young
small
man, and
guy
you just
feel
got
even
mossed.
smaller. He should have pat on his head and say, "Look here, little shorty. Get that." Eat your creatine." But because you got a few more minutes. I know you're a busy guy. You got a few more minutes to hang out. Okay.
Yep.
So I love talking football, man. So are you a booth guy or sideline?
Sideline.
You're a sideline guy.
Yep.
Okay. Because I know a lot of offense coordinators, they prefer that bird's eye hawk nest, right?
100%.
And but you want to be on the ground with the truth. You want your boots on the ground with your guys, right? And so who's in the booth that's giving you their perspective up top?
We got a couple coaches up there. We got obviously coaches for the front, the fronts and the back end for the most part.
Okay.
You got two coaches up there, and they're kind of talking you through what's the situation, personnel changes, such and such is new in the game. Coach, the last couple situations or first downs, it's been this coverage, so it's kind of like that. Those little gems and everything that you need. To keep going and finding different ways to whether it's run a ball or attack a defense throughout the course of a game. So we got two guys up there.
All right, let's do this. Okay, I'm just thinking about this off the fly. Craig, you're gonna be the quarterback, right? You're the quarterback, and you got the helmet on, you got the microphone in the helmet. Coach, you're the offensive coordinator. You're you. Okay, the play just finished. We just ran for like 3 yards. Okay. The umpire blows the whistle, whatever. Go. What happens? Tell me what happens from start to finish as soon as that play is dead, and you got to call another play, and you got to talk to this guy in the helmet. How does that work? Okay.
Got you. So once that's over, once the play's over, so the headset will go live again. Okay, the headset goes live pretty much from the start of the play clock down to 15 seconds.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Down to 15 seconds. So you got that much time to call a play.
So as soon as the play is over, you got 40 seconds, right? Is it 40?
40 seconds.
40 seconds. Okay.
35, 40. Yeah, something like that. Yes.
40 seconds.
Yep.
And so it's running. And now you got to communicate some information. First of all, are you getting information from your guys in the box?
Yeah, like for example, if let's just say we just completed an explosive play and I can't see exactly where the ball spotted. Okay. Right? I'll call upstairs or on a headset like, hey guys, can y'all see where this spot is at? And is it in the middle of the field, left hash, left middle? Like where did they, spot this ball exactly?
Stop. Why does that matter? Why does the hash in the part of the field matter as far as left, right, middle?
Situational football, right? On my call sheet, you got pretty much everyone's call sheet throughout the country, offense, college, NFL. Every part of the field is kind of different. Whether you backed up, if you're in the middle of the field, or if you're entering a red zone, low red zone, third down situation, you got pretty much every situation you can think of on your call sheet that you guys kind of game plan for in a week.
Yeah.
So based off where the ball is, that falls into a category on a call sheet.
So you go right to that area on your call sheet and say, these
100%.
are the plays I like.
100%.
Okay. Good deal.
And once you get that, okay, cool, I like this play based off of what they did last time to it, or I want to set something up. Let me go ahead and throw this out there so they can see it, so I can kind of go do something else, next time we get around that area.
Oh, I love it. All right, so it's a chess match. It's a chess.
Yeah, 100%. And sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But that's and then so once like I said, the play clock, you completed a pass or big long run. All right, cool. The play clock's restart. So now the headset is live, and you pretty much say, all right, Kev, we got, let me just say Rambo, right? That could be, I don't know, a protection. We call it a protection, right? And we just got, hey, we got quads right, Rambo, and let's go. I don't know, Pittsburgh is the play. Okay. And hey, just remember, then you can also throw a quick note in there, depending on how much time is left.
Yeah. Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, just remember, down in this area, they like to do this, so be alert for that, because you might have to flip the protection.
Okay, so people have, if you might have seen that infamous YouTube clip where John Gruden is talking to a quarterback, and it's like the most complicated just left foot, So your communication is a lot more abbreviated than that. Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Those guys do football, at least what you're saying, right? And that's the biggest difference when you talking about when you're asking me my terminology.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have time to, because we only get 20 hours a week with the kids, right? We can't sit there all day with these guys. So you can't sit there and have a million tags on a play. Hey, quads right, Z post, F out, Y flat, X, you got a double move, Omaha pump. Hey, we're going to protection. We want to, it's a lot, So the more you can simplify a play call on the offense, the better they can process and pick up so that's why you kind of have to tie in the verbiage and terminology with the kids so it can happen faster.
And so you're communicating the play to the quarterback, and then does he have to communicate to his teammates, or are they getting that from the sideline?
Both. Okay. He's still communicating to the offensive line. He'll communicate to the tight ends if they're close enough, or receivers if they're close enough. But we also have some nonverbal communication signs and things going on from the sideline to the receivers on the far side who can't hear. So they got to look to the side to see exactly what's going on too. You know what I mean? So
and sometimes you see, like in college football, those people with the boards, it might be like a picture like O.J.
100%.
Simpson or a tree or something like that. So that's a signal for those guys that they know to do it. I got you. Okay.
100%. Yep. So it's a bunch of communication, man, that has to go on in between each play within 20 seconds, 25 seconds. So everyone can be on the same page. And even still, you got to be like, did he get that? I'm not sure if he got it. He's not lined up in the right spot. He didn't get it.
Yeah. So who's responsible for like knowing if they're about to run out of time and get a delayed game? Is that you or the coach? Who has to call time?
The home team. So the home team at every stadium in college football has a designated kill switch guy in the stadium. So everyone's headset in the stadium is attached to this kill switch. And at 15 seconds, the defensive microphones go out and the offensive microphones go out at 15 seconds on every play.
Okay.
Every play.
Somebody to say, I'm sorry, I know you're trying to complete that last thought, but it's a wrap.
And sometimes, if you don't get the play in fast enough, it cuts out. And you got to go from you talking to the quarterback to now, hey, you got to, signaling kind of like, hey, I didn't get to say it, but are we on the same page?
Right.
So
how often do you find yourself like just freestyling? Like if you get a 80-yard pass to the 10-yard line, do you automatically know on your sheet that we got these 3 plays you're gonna run, or you say, let me think. I don't like to do. So how often do you go off script? That's my question.
Not too often, being honest, and transparent. Not too often we're getting off script. But there are times where I do, and they be like, "What made you call that?" I just felt like it was going to work, and it
That's what
worked.
I'm talking about. Hey,
You
you
know,
got to trust your gut. You got to trust
you
your gut,
know,
Greg.
it's a momentum thing. It's like
Yeah.
when you getting into a field, like everybody play basketball. You ain't just jumping out the gate with 30-footers. You start to kind of get a feel for that. When you walking up and walking someone down, and you pull a 30-footer up, it's like, oh, you feeling good? Yep. You know what I mean? So it's
It's like a heat check. So you have a heat check in football.
100%. Every OC does. Every
Oh,
one of them.
okay. Oh man, that's
Every one of
awesome.
them.
That's
Yeah, no.
awesome. Yeah,
Every one of them. And they might have blitzed you last time, and you got mad that they got you. And and you like, all right, cool. I got something for you this time.
I got the screen for you in
And
my
it's
back
all
pocket. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Do you as a former quarterback? Do you like pressure? Do you kind of lick your chops when you know a team is real aggressive?
Man, when I tell you, yes, for one, yes. Um, and even I was about to say even pressure, like the when EK end up having a punt return, and we offense about to be up, right? We got a minute and some seconds left,
Oh,
and
that's
I'm
kind of
like,
pressure. Yeah,
hey, guys,
yeah.
this is what we live for. Let's do it.
Oh
It's another
wow. Yeah,
story, right? It's
yeah.
another moment where we can go out there and execute and go score a touchdown and put the game away. Like I was so ready for that, and then I threw my script and said, "Up, never mind, we're
Man,
good."
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
But
yeah.
man, pressure for sure, because you sending pressure, you're vulnerable somewhere. Man coverage, especially if we got the bodies to pick up the pressure. So, yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Just don't like getting hit, but outside of that, yes.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so we got
Mm.
our third host is in the building, Doug Brown. He's a A&T legend. He's played wide receiver here in the early 2000s,
Okay.
and he actually used to coach here. He's an athletic director at T.W. Andrews High School in High Point, North Carolina. So if you're doing any recruiting, you might be going by his office and see some of his
Okay.
players.
Over at
Doug,
Andrews.
yeah. Doug, you got any questions for Coach McGhee before you let him go?
Well, no, I apologize for being so late, guys. Had to take care of some business, but Coach,
Yeah,
it's
my
been an
fault.
honor to get to know you in your short time here at A&T. You've been one of the young guys that kind of come on board and acclimated well. I see how the guys gravitate to you. You got a great group of guys that are in your quarterback room. What has been the most challenging part about joining a staff that had some familiarity with each other, but you're kind of the new guy joining the staff?
Oh yeah.
What's it been like that transition for you?
Honestly, man, these guys welcome me as one of their own. Even the some of the older guys from last year, to obviously Coach Gibbs and Coach Jones all coming from where they came from, so they were all together and they spent time together here at A&T before, in different roles, but it was the same thing, Coach McCray, Coach Court, like that's all, A&T blood there, right? And then it's some of the guys from last year, so I'm like, okay, I'm the oddball in the sense of not being at A&T before, but man, everyone welcomed me as family, and we're even till this day, man, that relationship with everyone is continuously growing. Like you can literally at lunchtime see a defensive coach be like, "Hey, man, you trying to go get something to eat?" And y'all just both go grab something to eat. You know what I mean? Because that's just a relationship in the building. And man, it's been amazing. It's been amazing for sure.
Man, that's great to hear. So I will say one thing, I think you brought a little bit of that go-go offense here. That's the go offense here.
Hey, Dougie, I told you we gotta get a name. Like Howard had the go offense. We gotta have something in A&T that's our own thing.
Well, I think the beauty of it that we're getting to see it develop real time, right? Every week, just like Coach said, man, he was gnawing at the bit to have that moment where he got to, call the plays to drive the offense down the field and make that game-winning score. And I'll be honest, I think a lot of the Aggies that were at the game, at least the ones that have been following this season, felt really good about us having a chance to win it in the end, right? Because just about all of our games, other than two, we've had the ball with a chance to take the lead or win the game. And I've seen the growth of our offense and of our team over the duration of the season. But I felt totally confident with us getting the ball. I know you did, but sometimes it just works out the way where Elijah took care of it himself. So you can still take credit for that because he's by nature an offensive guy, even though he did on special teams.
For sure.
He's still under your umbrella. And I really enjoyed kind of his development and how I see you pouring into our kids. But one thing that I've also enjoyed is seeing you celebrate after those big wins. Right? Week one, we kind of left it on the table there, had a chance to win in the end, but to your guys' credit, we were in position, and you've gotten it done. I'm sure those guys have spoke on it. You've gotten it done with numerous quarterbacks, right? Like you've had to kind of adjust things on the fly, which is not easy when the expectations are so high as the offensive coordinator. So kudos to you and what you guys have been able to do and the work that you've done just again in your short time here at A&T. And we're behind you. And even though you are a Howard grad, a Pittsburgh guy, man, you bring a lot of that MAC flavor, some of that old school back to us too. So although you weren't with those guys the first time around, you definitely bring that sense of home back to us.
That's a good point,
guys. So
for sure,
I'm excited to see where you take this thing, and hopefully we have you around for the long run.
Man, I appreciate that. Man, it's been nothing but love since I've gotten here, and I appreciate everyone, man, from the fans to alum to even the staff. Like I said, welcoming me. So I definitely feel at home. I truly feel at home. So we're gonna continue to get this thing rolling, man, and just take it one game at a time, one freaking game at a time, man.
Okay.
So
Coach, we're gonna let you go. I was gonna press my luck and get some questions from our gallery of misfits, but they asked some dumb questions. I'll let you say no comment. Can you speak on any particular player stats? Is Jalen Hicks is he still in the fold? Can you talk about him, or is that should we pass on that right now?
100% no comment. That? Yeah, no comment.
No comment. Good deal. Okay. Let me see if anybody had a great play when they played JV football back in 1984, and they want to send it to you. Do you take suggestions? Can somebody from our fan forum give you a great play for the red zone?
Yes. Yes. Please. My mind, man, I watch a ton of football from high school to NFL, and my mind is always spinning on how to create, an advantage somehow, some way. So if you got to play from 84, 81, 82, it don't matter. You think it's going to work in the red zone, please send it over.
Be careful. Okay. Some of these guys ran the old box offense, the Notre Dame box.
Listen.
You do your thing, man.
Listen, it's all good. It's all good, man. Just say no to it and keep it moving.
All right. So look. So you are the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach, right?
Yep.
So if I'm a high school quarterback and I'm wanting to get on A&T's radar, what is the criteria that you use to judge talent and how could knowing that they will fit into your system?
Man, a loaded question because there's so many different positions, offensively, defensively.
No, quarterback.
And I just, okay, quarterback, perfect. First thing first, man, obviously getting on the radar somehow, some way. Obviously, Twitter. I have 1,000 Twitter messages. Email. Emails are public now, so obviously email.
But I'm saying if you see their film, if they get to you, right, and they send you that film, like what can because you only got a few seconds. There's a whole bunch of people sending crap. What's something that kind of stands out that they maybe should be cognitive of when they send their film to you that you're looking for? That you say this is the recipe for success at A&T. You got what I need. How do you view that skill set from the quarterbacks?
Man, loaded question once again, but just to kind of give you a broad, right, things that pop off the screen, whether it's arm strength, whether it's athletic ability, whether it's guys running RPOs and different things like that in high school that we kind of do in our offense. Are these guys able to process, right? Are these guys able to get off of their first progression in high school and get to a number 2? You get what I'm saying? Like that stuff I want to see, and then to take it a little deeper. All right, I don't want to see your highlight tape. I want to see your games. Let me watch 3 games. 3 games. Show me your best game, your worst game, and I'm going to pick a random game myself. Okay? And I want to see if those mistakes that you're making are those coachable mistakes or those are like, ain't no way in heck your decision making is, I can't do nothing with this. You know what I mean? A good place to start is third down, third and long. How are kids handling that in high school? Are they just throwing the ball up for grabs? Because it's a crucial situation, right? And being able to look at some of those situational things throughout the high school film, and then obviously getting to know the kid and things of that sort. Are they coming from a high school football program? So, I mean, it's a lot of things to consider. But to answer your question on a broader scale, it's just, obviously accuracy, arm strength, athletic ability, touch, being able to pull the ball down and, get what he can get. I mean, I can, as far as being broad in general, those are a
Yeah.
couple things,
Yeah.
that I can name. But
Yeah.
like I said, on some of the biggest, man, it's all about making decisions. Are they making smart decisions with the football? Interceptions happen. Are
Yeah.
they making smart decisions consistently with the football? And if you can do that, you can play for us.
Oh man, that's good. All right, we gotta let you go because if not, Coach Gibbs gonna come and beat me up. 'Cause I told her I had to borrow you for a few minutes.
That's funny.
No,
man.
But I appreciate this. Hey guys, any last questions y'all want to throw at Coach McGhee while we got him here?
Keep it rolling, baby. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. Just keep on plugging away, man. The offense is getting better and better each week.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys' support. We're gonna continue to get this thing moving, man. One game at a time, one game at a time. That's all we can do, and we're gonna continue to do that. So we appreciate that.
So Coach McGhee, I think you're gonna be a star in this business. I want you to be an A&T for as long as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But if I look up here, you at a P5 school, I won't be surprised. Do you do anything like on social media as far as a lot of times coaches will not do tutorials, but they kind of do like little chalk talks,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Do you do anything like that?
I haven't done in the past.
Okay.
Now, is that something I'm open to? For sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Maybe a Blue Death partnership. Maybe a Blue Death venture. We can get together, figure something out.
I know a gentleman that could use some of the coaching. He calls himself a quarterback guru and a quarterback coach already. So he's up in the top corner there. He could probably use coach.
Oh man. But we can follow you on social media still. We can.
Yes, for sure, man. That's not actually a bad idea too, to do some chalk talks this offseason and just kind of grow.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, we can make it work, and it's going to build your brand. Not only your brand, it's going to show how. Because see, anybody watch this stuff. This is the big. I'm telling you right now, you owe us something because this is the best recruiting tool you guys have this whole year. If a high school recruit watches this show, they're gonna come to A&T because you look like you know what you're doing. I mean, this is really good. And so if you did more of this, got on once a month or whatever, and broke down just like you broke down to us, people are gonna fall in love. I mean, you don't have to worry about sending out emails come to my school. They just come to this video and watch it. But,
just watch the video, huh?
Yeah, that's it, man. 2025, man. We got to switch it up. All right, so we're gonna put a poll out there for the fans. We're gonna name your offenses. You don't have a name for your offense.
Let's do it.
The fans are gonna pick it. We're gonna figure something out. It's gonna be very creative. But Coach, on the real, thank you so much for coming out here on short notice, man. We bumped into each other for the first time. Well, I talked to you earlier, but we kind of chopped it up last Saturday. I said, come on the show. You said I'll do it, and then you came on the show like a man of your word. Best of luck this week against a tough Towson team. I can't wait to see what you guys got cooked up. All your red zone plays. It's gonna be something to watch.
For sure.
But let me let you go. Until next time, for Doug Brown, Steve T, the mayor, and of course, offensive coordinator / quarterback coach Greg McGhee. I am Samaj Marsh. And also for Raven Douglas, can't forget the Sideline Report Extraordinaire, Raven Douglas earlier in the show. This has been a great episode of Inside the Valley. If you're watching this show, stop what you're doing. Subscribe to the channel. We need your subscriptions. Subscribe to the channel and come out Saturday at 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock at Truist Stadium. 12.
Yeah, we early.
All right. Yeah, I'm thinking of another football game I got to go to at 2 o'clock. But here at Truist Stadium, 12 o'clock against Towson State. And we're going to hopefully have you back later on this year after you have a couple more wins. But until then, everybody, thank you for coming out. See you next week. Aggie Pride. Peace.
Aggie Pride.